Welcome back to AI Product Radar. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most popular areas in generative AI image generation. And this is not just for designers anymore. Ordinary people are using AI image tools to make YouTube thumbnails, social media posts, birthday cards, product mockups, posters, logos, presentations, children's story images, profile pictures, marketing graphics, and even just fun images to share with friends. But here is the problem. There are too many tools now. You hear names like ChatGPT Images, Midjourney, Adobe Firefly, Stable Diffusion, Flux, Ideogram, Leonardo AI, Canva AI, Freepik, and Gemini. They all say they can generate amazing images. They all show beautiful examples. And if you're a normal user, it can be hard to know which one you should actually use. So in this video, I want to compare 10 popular AI image generation tools and help you choose the right one based on your real use case. The most important thing to understand is this. There is no single best AI image generator for everyone. The best tool depends on what you're trying to create. If you want beautiful artistic images, the answer may be Midjourney. If you want easy conversations and natural language editing, ChatGPT may be better. If you want commercial design inside Photoshop or Adobe tools, Firefly may make more sense. If you want text inside images, Ideogram may be one of the best choices. If you want social media designs, Canva may be the easiest. If you want open source control, Stable Diffusion or Flux may be more interesting. So do not choose based only on hype. Choose based on your workflow. Let's start with the first tool, ChatGPT image generation. For ordinary people, ChatGPT may be the easiest starting point. The reason is simple. You do not need to learn a special prompting style. You can just describe what you want in normal language. For example, you can say, create a YouTube thumbnail for a video about AI coding tools. Make it futuristic, blue, 16:9, with large readable text. Then, if the image is not quite right, you can say, make the text bigger, or move the person to the right, or use a cleaner background. That conversational editing experience is very helpful. OpenAI announced a new ChatGPT images experience in December 2025, saying it improved instruction following, editing, text rendering, and speed, with generation up to 4 times faster. OpenAI also introduced ChatGPT Images 2.0 in April 2026 as a newer image generation release. So who should use ChatGPT image generation? I would say it is best for ordinary users, creators, students, small business owners, and anyone who wants a simple, flexible image tool without learning complicated settings. It is especially good when you want to iterate. You create one version, then ask for changes. That feels natural, but there is one limitation. If you want very specific artistic style control, or if you want to create a full portfolio of highly stylized fantasy or cinematic art, Midjourney may still be stronger. So my recommendation is simple. If you're new to AI image generation, start with ChatGPT. It is probably the easiest general-purpose choice. Now let's talk about Midjourney. Midjourney is famous for beautiful images. If you have seen those cinematic AI artworks, fantasy landscapes, futuristic cities, luxury product visuals, or dramatic portrait images online, there's a good chance some of them were made with Midjourney. Midjourney's strength is style. It often creates images that feel polished, artistic, and visually impressive right away. That is why many creators, thumbnail designers, concept artists, and hobbyists still love it. The Verge reported in 2025 that Midjourney also launched an AI video generator that can animate images into short clips, showing that Midjourney is expanding beyond still images into motion. So who should use Midjourney? Use Midjourney if you care about beauty, mood, cinematic style, fantasy art, concept art, or eye-catching visuals. For example, if you are making a YouTube thumbnail, a sci-fi scene, a fantasy character, a book cover concept, or an artistic poster, Midjourney can be very strong. But for ordinary users, there are 2 things to keep in mind. First, Midjourney may require more prompt experimentation. You may need to learn how to describe style, lighting, camera angle, composition, and mood. Second, if you need exact control, like specific text placement or very precise edits. Midjourney may not always be the easiest tool. So my take is, Midjourney is excellent for artistic and cinematic images, but maybe not the simplest choice for everyday design work. The third tool is Adobe Firefly. Adobe Firefly is important because Adobe already owns a huge part of the creative workflow. Many designers, marketers, photographers, and agencies already use Photoshop, Illustrator, Lightroom, Premiere, and Adobe Express. So Firefly's advantage is not only image quality. Its advantage is integration. If you're already inside Adobe tools, Firefly can fit naturally into your workflow. Adobe has also positioned Firefly around commercial safety. In February 2025, Adobe described Firefly as part of a commercially safe generative AI offering, and in February 2026, Adobe announced Firefly subscribers could create unlimited image and video generations with several leading image models inside Firefly. This matters for businesses. If you're making images just for fun, you may not care as much. But if you're creating marketing campaigns, brand visuals, ads, or client work, commercial usage and licensing concerns become more important. So who should use Adobe Firefly? Use Firefly if you're a designer, marketer, business owner, or creator who already uses Adobe products. It is especially useful for editing existing images, generating design assets, creating brand-safe visuals, and moving from idea to production inside Adobe's ecosystem. But if you're just an ordinary user who wants quick, fun images, Firefly may feel more design-oriented than necessary. So my take is, Firefly is one of the best choices for serious design workflows and commercial creative work. The fourth tool is Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion is different because it is not just one website or one app. It is more like an ecosystem. You can use Stable Diffusion through many platforms, local apps, web interfaces, community models, extensions, and custom workflows. The biggest advantage of Stable Diffusion is control. If you're technical, you can run models locally, use custom styles, train LoRaWAN, use ControlNet-style workflows, and fine-tune the generation process. That gives power users a lot of flexibility. But for ordinary people, Stable Diffusion can be confusing. There are models, checkpoints, samplers, seeds, LoRaWAN, prompts, negative prompts, steps, CFG scale, extensions, and hardware requirements. If you just want to create a birthday card or a YouTube thumbnail, that may feel like too much. So who should use Stable Diffusion? Use Stable Diffusion if you want open source flexibility, local control, custom models, or deeper experimentation. It is great for AI artists, researchers, developers, and power users. But if you're new to image generation, I would not start here unless you enjoy technical tools. So my simple recommendation is Stable Diffusion is powerful, but not always beginner-friendly. The fifth tool is Flux from Black Forest Labs. Flux has become one of the most important model families in AI image generation, especially for people who care about high-quality images, realism, and strong prompt following. Black Forest Labs is also interesting because it was founded by people connected to the earlier Stable Diffusion ecosystem. A 2026 Wired report described Black Forest Labs as a 70-person AI image startup with a $3.25 billion valuation and partnerships with companies including Adobe, Canva, Meta, and Microsoft. That is a serious signal. It means Flux is not just a hobbyist model. It is becoming part of the broader creative AI industry. There is also research around Flux Point 1 context, which describes a model that unifies image generation and editing and improves consistency for objects and characters across iterative workflows. So who should use Flux? Use Flux if you want high-quality realistic images, advanced workflows, or strong open model options. For ordinary users, you may not use Flux directly. You may use it through platforms that integrate Flux models. So my take is, Flux is worth watching because it may power many image tools behind the scenes. But for everyday users, the tool interface matters more than the model name. The sixth tool is Ideogram. Ideogram is very important for one specific reason: text inside images. This is one of the biggest pain points in AI image generation. Many image generators can create beautiful pictures, but when you ask them to put words on a sign, a poster, a product label, or a thumbnail, they may misspell the words or create strange letters. Ideogram became popular because it focused strongly on typography and text rendering. This makes it very useful for posters, social media graphics, logo concepts, product labels, YouTube thumbnails, invitations, and marketing visuals. For ordinary users, this matters a lot. If you're creating an image that says summer sale, AI tools, happy birthday, or a new product launch, you do not want the AI to spell it wrong. So who should use Ideogram? Use Ideogram if your image needs readable text. For example, if you want a poster, an ad, a thumbnail, a sign, or a design with words inside the image, Ideogram should be high on your list. But if you only want cinematic art or realistic portraits, Midjourney, ChatGPT, Flux, or Freepik may be stronger depending on the use case. So my take is, Ideogram is one of the best tools to try when text accuracy matters. The seventh tool is Leonardo AI. Leonardo is popular with creators who want more production-style creative controls. It is often used for game assets, concept art, product visuals, character design, and creative projects where you want more control than a very simple image generator gives you. Canva announced in 2024 that it planned to acquire Leonardo AI, while also saying Leonardo would continue operating as a separate product. That is important because it connects Leonardo with Canva's broader design ecosystem. So who should use Leonardo AI? Use Leonardo if you're a creator, game developer, designer, marketer, or someone who wants to create consistent visual assets. It is more advanced than something like Canva, but not as technical as running your own stable diffusion setup. For ordinary users, Leonardo can be a good middle ground, more control than basic tools, but still accessible through a product interface. My take is, Leonardo is a strong choice if you want creative control, but do not want to build a full technical workflow yourself. The eighth tool is Canva AI, especially Magic Media and Magic Studio. Canva is one of the easiest tools for everyday users because most people are not just trying to generate a standalone image. They're trying to create something useful, a flyer, a YouTube thumbnail, a social media post, a presentation slide, a resume, a school poster, or a business graphic. That is where Canva is strong. Canva has more than 175 million monthly users. And OpenAI's customer story says Canva's AI-powered Magic Studio has been used more than 5 billion times. That is a huge number, and it shows how mainstream AI design has become. Canva may not always produce the most artistic image compared with Midjourney, but it may help you finish the job faster. That is the key difference. If you create an image in Midjourney, you may still need to bring it into another design tool. In Canva, you can generate the image, add text, resize it, put it into a template, export it, and publish it. So who should use Canva AI? Use Canva if you're a student, teacher, creator, small business owner, marketer, parent, or everyday user who wants practical designs quickly. My take is, Canva is not just an image generator. It is a design workflow. And for ordinary people, workflow is often more important than raw image quality. The ninth tool is Freepik AI, especially Freepik Mystic. Freepik is useful because it combines AI generation with a stock asset and creative tool workflow. Many people already use Freepik for design resources, icons, templates, and stock visuals. Adding AI image generation makes sense because users can go from stock-style inspiration to custom visuals. Freepik describes Mystic as a model for hyper-realistic images, with strong results for faces, hands, and details, and its API documentation describes Mystic as supporting photorealistic generation in 1K, 2K, and 4K for marketing, e-commerce, and creative projects. So who should use Freepik? Use Freepik if you want marketing visuals, stock-style images, product graphics, website visuals, or business-friendly creative assets. It may be especially useful for small businesses, agencies, bloggers, and content creators. My take is, Freepik is strong when you want practical, polished visuals for content and marketing, not just experimental art. The 10th tool is Gemini image generation. Gemini is important because Google is bringing generative AI into a much larger ecosystem. Search, Workspace, Android, Photos, and productivity tools. For ordinary people, that matters. If you already use Google products every day, then image generation inside Gemini may become very convenient. You may use it for creative brainstorming, document visuals, presentation ideas, or quick image edits. Recent image generator comparisons increasingly include Google's image models among the top general-purpose options, especially because of editing and multimodal workflows. So who should use Gemini? Use Gemini if you're already inside the Google ecosystem and want a general AI assistant that can also help with images. It may not always be the most specialized tool for art, design, or typography, but convenience matters. Sometimes the best tool is the one that fits naturally into your daily workflow. Now, let's bring everything together. If you're an ordinary user and you're not sure where to start, here is my practical recommendation. Start with ChatGPT if you want the easiest general-purpose image generator. Use Midjourney if you want beautiful artistic or cinematic images. Use Adobe Firefly if you're a designer, marketer, or business user who cares about commercial creative workflows. Use Stable Diffusion if you want open-source control and technical customization. Use Flux if you want high-quality realism or advanced model-powered workflows. Use Ideogram if your image needs readable text. Use Leonardo AI if you want creative control for assets, characters, games, or product visuals. Use Canva AI if you want to make practical designs like thumbnails, posters, slides, and social media posts. Use Freepik if you want polished marketing or stock-style visuals. Use Gemini if you want image generation inside a broader Google AI assistant experience. And here is the bigger lesson. Do not ask, which AI image generator is best? Ask, what am I trying to create? If you're making a YouTube thumbnail, you may care about text, layout, and readability. If you're making a fantasy image, you may care about beauty and style. If you're making a business ad, you may care about commercial usage and brand consistency. If you're making a school presentation, you may care about speed and simplicity. If you're making product visuals, you may care about realism and consistency. The right tool depends on a job. And honestly, many people will use more than one tool. For example, you might generate an image in ChatGPT, create a more artistic version in Midjourney, add text in Canva, and use Ideogram when the words need to be very accurate. That is totally normal. AI image generation is becoming less about one magic tool and more about choosing the right creative workflow. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this comparison helpful, please like this video and subscribe to AI Product Radar. On this channel, we will continue exploring new AI products, useful AI tools, product comparisons, startup stories, and market trends. Also, leave a comment and let me know which AI image generator you use the most. ChatGPT, Midjourney, Firefly, Stable Diffusion, Flux, Ideogram, Leonardo, Canva, Freepik, Gemini, or something else. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a great day.